Hello and welcome to the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri Podcast, part of the Bridges to Prosperity series. Disclaimer: this podcast is for informational purposes only. It summarizes the Bank of Zambia Governor's public remarks and broader context but does not constitute financial or legal advice. Please consult qualified professionals for advice specific to your circumstances. Today, we're going to talk about something that touches every Zambian household, every business, and every sector of our economy, the currency we use every day. The Bank of Zambia has presented the revised Currency Directives 2025 during the consultative meeting held in Ndola on 29 August, with Governor Denny Kalyalya outlining their purpose and scope. These directives are part of a broader reform program that started back in 2019 and has been unfolding step by step. Let's begin with some context. Over the last few years, Zambia has been modernizing its financial system. In 2019, the central bank introduced the electronic balance of payments monitoring system. In January 2024, it rolled out the export proceeds tracking framework to make sure that foreign exchange earnings were properly captured. Then came the FX market guidelines in May 2024, followed by revised interbank foreign exchange rules in June. Alongside this, the central bank has been steadily building up foreign reserves and even introducing new tools like non-deliverable forwards, which help manage currency risks in the market. All of this has been leading to one central goal: strengthening the role of the Kwacha as the only legal tender in Zambia. Why is this so important? Over time, Zambia has seen what economists call dollarization. This means more and more people and businesses have been using US dollars even for local transactions. You'll hear of landlords demanding rent in dollars or goods quoted in foreign currency at home. On the surface, this might look like a practical response to exchange rate volatility, but in reality, it weakens the Kwacha. It undermines its role as a unit of account, as a medium of exchange, and as a store of value. The consequences are serious. Dollarization reduces the effectiveness of monetary policy. It creates financial stability risks because many businesses and households hold liabilities in foreign currency without proper hedging. And when shocks come, as they always do, the mismatch can be devastating. So, the Bank of Zambia is making it clear the Kwacha must remain the anchor of the economy. All domestic transactions should be conducted in Kwacha, with certain exemptions where foreign exchange use is unavoidable. Now, these directives are not being imposed blindly. Since June 2024, the bank has been consulting widely. The first round of consultations took place in Lusaka under the Public-Private Dialogue Forum. Then, in partnership with the Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, consultations extended to Chipata, Livingstone, and Ndola. They engage with a wide range of sectors: agriculture, tourism, mining, real estate, manufacturing, insurance, and the oil marketing companies, and businesses have raised genuine concerns. Some fear that these directives could feel like a return to exchange controls. Others question the timing, especially given the pressures Zambia faces right now: high inflation, tight liquidity, high interest rates, drought, and ongoing load shedding. Stakeholders also pointed out the cost of hedging at current exchange rates, possible supply chain disruptions, and even reminded the central bank to learn lessons from the period of statutory instrument number 33, which many still remember. There were also practical suggestions. Some asked if businesses could at least be allowed to quote prices in foreign currency but settle in Kwacha. Others requested that implementation should be phased, not rushed, so that businesses can adapt. And there was a strong call for transparency in how exemptions are granted, with clear principles guiding the process. Governor Kalyalya's response has been measured. He has assured stakeholders that the implementation will indeed be phased and simplified in order to preserve stability and avoid disruption. The central bank will maintain a schedule of exemptions, recognizing that there are cases such as international trade or specialized sectors where foreign exchange use is necessary. And importantly, the directives will be reviewed over time, allowing adjustments if the initial rollout proves too disruptive. So what does all this mean for ordinary Zambians, for businesses and for investors? For businesses, it means preparing to transact primarily in Kwacha for all domestic dealings. Contracts, invoices, and payment systems will need to reflect this shift. It also means considering new tools for managing exchange rate risks like the non-deliverable forwards that are becoming available through the central bank's operations. Businesses that rely heavily on imports or foreign currency pricing will need to carefully map which transactions qualify for exemptions and which don't. For ordinary citizens, this is about restoring confidence in the Kwacha. When you earn your salary, save your money, or buy local goods, the value of your Kwacha should not feel diminished simply because someone else is demanding payment in dollars. Strengthening the Kwacha's role helps restore trust in the currency we all use daily. But this is not a quick fix. Strengthening the Kwacha depends not only on central bank regulations but also on broader economic fundamentals, stable inflation, sustainable fiscal policies, and a healthy supply of foreign exchange from exports. This is why reforms in mining, agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing all connect back to this single point, making the Kwacha strong again. The directives are a reminder that a country's sovereignty is reflected in its currency. The more we rely on foreign money in our daily lives, the less control we have over our own economic destiny. But if the Kwacha remains the heartbeat of local commerce, monetary policy can work better, stability is improved, and businesses and households are protected from external shocks. As the Bank of Zambia finalizes the revised directives, one thing is clear: the conversation is not over. The consultations, the phased rollout, and the ongoing reviews mean that this is a shared journey between policymakers, businesses, and citizens. And it's up to us, the people, to engage, to adapt, and to hold institutions accountable for delivering on the promise of a strong and stable Kwacha. So, whether you are a farmer in Chipata, a hotelier in Livingstone, a miner in the Copper Belt, or an entrepreneur in Lusaka, these directives will shape the way you transact. They will influence how you price your goods, how you sign contracts, and how you plan for the future. And ultimately, they will determine whether the Kwacha regains its rightful place as the trusted currency of Zambia. This has been the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri Podcast, Bridges to Prosperity. Thank you for joining as we unpack the Bank of Zambia's 2025 Currency Directives. As always, let's look forward with hope, with clarity, and with a shared commitment to building a prosperous Zambia. Until next time, stay awake, stay engaged, and stay inspired.